Hi traders. In this video, I'm going to outline to you how you can trade geopolitical risk events. We've just had a series of headlines about the potential incursion of Russia into Ukraine, and at the time of making this video, there's a degree of uncertainty about exactly how that's going to play out. So, how do you trade these geopolitical headlines? What kind of tools do you need? What tips and tricks can you use? And when should you stop trading these geopolitical headlines? There's all sorts of related questions. I'm going to show you how to trade geopolitical risk events, and I'm going to outline that process in the following video. So I hope you enjoy it. Hi traders, in this video I'm going to show you how to trade geopolitical risk events. Now, we've had a major geopolitical risk event over the last few days and weeks really, which is the potential of a Russian incursion into Ukraine. Now, trading these kinds of news events, you need some things in place before you even start to try to trade them. Now, the first tool that you need to trade these geopolitical risk events on a short time scale is you need a professional news squawk. Now, a professional news squawk is used by professional traders around the world. All major trading desks will have one, and it's literally a service that the news is read out. Now, we have a partner here, Financial Source, and our Financial Source partner has a news squawk. You just turn the squawk on, and then breaking news will come out audibly as you're going through your trading day. So just turn that off so we're not interrupted during this video. And the sort of news that breaks is things like, US Secretary of State Blinken is to meet Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov late next week, according to the US State Department. A risk-on sentiment starts to materialize across the markets as the news gives another chance to ease tensions between the two nations. So there you see, okay, at 1:29 a.m. on February the 18th, you can see the market reaction. There we have a sudden bid into a go-to geopolitical risk pair. Now you can see there's three opportunities for trades on the news squawk. One, this was February the 11th, where the news broke from the US when the US considered Russia getting ready to make an invasion into Ukraine. We saw risk sentiment hit. Similarly, when there was shelling in the Crimea, that resulted in a risk-off sentiment that came early 17th of February. And then again, early overnight, we saw this positive news on this headline squawk that I've just shared with you. So there's three events. Now, the way to trade these is you can trade them with some leverage. Now, those of you who've been following me, you understand that I'd like to trade without leverage. And I recommend, particularly all beginner traders, trade without leverage. That's another lesson in itself. Do see my blog for lessons on that. But this is an instance when you can trade with a bit of leverage. Why? Because you know that the trade is most likely to go in one direction. Now, I've chosen the Australian dollar Japanese yen pair to trade because it's a great risk currency. When markets are fearful, the Aussie yen falls. When markets are more optimistic, the Aussie yen gains. That's for a number of reasons, which are beyond the scope of this video. But the key thing when you're trading geopolitical risk events is choose the correct currency pair. And if you're ever uncertain which is the go-to risk-on, risk-off pair, the Australian dollar Japanese yen is almost always a good pair to start with because the Australian dollar loses value when markets are risk averse and the Japanese yen gains value. So they literally do the opposite to one another. So that means when risk is off, we still see the pair fall, and risk on, we see the pair gain. Now, it means you can put your stops very sensibly because in this environment, say you were there and the news broke, and you heard it on the news squawk and price started moving, you could sell at market quickly and you just put your stops above the high because you know that news is so significant that if price moves back above those recent highs, you've got it wrong, there's been some contradiction, you can just easily put quite a tight stop in. Similarly here, with that positive news, you can just put your stop above the previous low. Now, if you're trading geopolitical events with leverage, you just want to take quick, short, sharp bites out of the market. Particularly when it comes to a war, misinformation is rife. So in other words, headlines are confirmed, then they're denied, they're contradicted, so it can be a very messy affair. So one of the shortest ways around it is use a bit of leverage, take the trade as it's presented. You can see here, 83, from 83 roughly we might have gotten in, and price moved down to sort of 82. So, about sort of 80 to 100 points. You might make 60 of those would be a realistic expectation. Similarly here, you've seen this move down, 83 again, down to about sort of 82.50. You might have made sort of 20, 30 points there. And similarly here, you might have made even less, 10 or 12 points on the move higher. So there is obviously a number of lessons in this. If you want more information, please do reach out to me. I have a number of free webinars which I run with HYCM on a Monday and a Wednesday. Do register your interest on the HYCM's website. You can see here the blog. Also, I have a very interesting article here about gold gaining on a Russian incursion of Ukraine. You can see I wrote that the 15th of February. The blog is full of very rich information that you can access here. This is a blog that I write each day, and so you can see breaking market analysis. You can also follow me along Twitter. You can see here my Twitter handle at @GilesCottonCCA, and connect with me on LinkedIn. But there, you can find me there. Reach out to me. Very happy to help. I really enjoy helping people understand trading the markets. There's a real skill in trading geopolitical risk events. I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight in how to do it. And also don't forget that HYCM clients can get access to the financial source terminal, and you can get access to a professional news score, which is a prerequisite to trading geopolitical risk events in the very short term.